This is the lecture for Module 3. Today we're going to be discussing the importance of trade-offs in economic analysis. We're going to talk about when the production possibilities curve model tells us about efficiency, opportunity costs, and economic growth. And we're going to discuss the two sources of economic growth and increases in the availability of resources and improvements in technology. The production possibility curve is going to be the first major graph that you learn in this class that will show up on the AP exam. Alright, now, before we even get started, we're going to talk about trade-offs with the production possibility frontier. Now, you could see this called the production possibility frontier or the production possibilities curve. Alright, either way, it's the same thing. Now, someone makes a trade-off when they give up something to get something else. We talked about this with the concept of opportunity costs, right? If you choose to do one thing, you give up the opportunity to do another thing. All right, so the production possibility frontier illustrates the trade-offs facing an economy that produces only two goods. Now, there's no economy in the world that only produces two things. However, for the purposes of this graph, we make that simplification to illustrate the concept of trade-offs. It shows us the maximum quantity of one good that can be produced for any given production of the other. Alright, so with the production possibility curve, here, let me pull up the pen so I can draw this well. Let's say we are in an economy that can produce either 50 tacos or 75 burgers. Sorry guys, I'm a little hungry right now, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, if we were going to draw this production possibilities curve, alright, we would start by having our axis here. We're going to go ahead and put tacos on the y-axis and burgers on the x-axis. Now, unless they tell you specifically to label tacos on the y and burgers on the x, it doesn't matter as long as you are labeling things correctly. Alright, so on tacos I'm obviously going to put 50, and on burgers I'm going to put 75 here. Alright, and then, wait for it, alright, we're going to draw a line that connects those two, and we're going to label that production possibility curve 1. Alright, and that's it. That's our production possibilities curve. Now, what this shows us is that in this economy, they could produce either 50 tacos and 0 burgers, or they could produce 75 burgers and 0 tacos, or anywhere along the production possibilities curve. So let's say they decided to perfectly split production right down the middle. We'll call that point A. Alright, we're going to draw our dotted lines over to the side. Alright, and we're going to have 25 tacos and I guess this would be 37.5 burgers. Alright. So that's exactly what a production possibility curve would look like. We're going to come back to this graph here in a minute to talk about efficiency and whatnot. Alright, so the production possibility frontier illustrates efficiency. An economy is efficient if there's no way to make anyone better off without making at least one person worse off. An economy is efficient in production if it produces at a point on its production possibilities frontier. An economy is efficient in allocation if it allocates its resources so that consumers are as well off as possible. The production possibility frontier is a reminder that the true cost of any good is everything in addition to money that must be given up to get that good. Now you notice I'm kind of interchanging production possibility frontier with the production possibilities curve. That's because I want you to get used to seeing either of them. Okay, so to show this efficiency, we're going to come back up here and we're going to draw a new production possibilities curve here. Alright, so let's say that we are once again producing either tacos or burgers. Alright, we're going to draw this here to connect those two lines. I know it's not perfect, but bear with me. Alright, so any point that's on the production possibilities curve, so points A, B, or C, alright, is going to represent efficiency. There's no way that the economy can produce beyond the production possibility curve with the given resources. All right, now let's say that there is a time where they are producing inside the production possibility curve at point D. That is going to represent inefficiency. Maybe some people fell asleep on the job, maybe they didn't want to work, maybe it was a holiday, who knows, right? But they were not as efficient as they could have been. They were not producing to their potential. All right, now let's go ahead and label point E right there. E is unattainable with the given resources. So unless something changes, there's no way we're going to be able to produce at point E. All right. Now, on to opportunity cost. The production possibility frontier is a reminder that the true cost of any good is everything in addition to money that must be given up in order to get that good, otherwise known as the opportunity cost. Ignore this right here. This is from an old PowerPoint. Basically, if we were to go back up here to our example, and we're going to talk about this more in class, if we were to produce one taco, we can figure out how many burgers we give up to do that. Now, in order to figure that out, we're going to take 50 tacos or 75 burgers. All right, so let's say we want to figure out what our opportunity cost for producing a taco is. We're going to divide this by 50 in order to make it equal to 1. So we're going to say 1 taco is equal to hold on, let me do my math real quick. Should have made this easier to divide out by. Of course I didn't. Three halves of a burger. All right, and the examples we use next time, all right, are in class tomorrow, or the next class that you see me. We are going to do a lot of practice with this in class. All right, so if you don't quite understand that yet, write it down. But we're going to do a lot more practice with it. All right. Okay. Now on to increasing opportunity cost. Basically, what if you ever see a production possibilities curve, we'll just use our tacos and burgers again. That is curved like that. Just know that a curved production possibility curve means that we have increasing opportunity cost. All right. Now, economic growth. We can see economic growth, which is a sustained rise in aggregate output with an outward shift of the production possibilities frontier. There are two general sources of economic growth. Number one is an increase in the economy's resources, and the other is progress in technology. All right, so let's go back to our tacos and burgers example. This is where labeling the production possibility curve 1 was important. All right, so let's say that we are here at PPC1. If there's economic growth, we're going to see a rightward shift and a whole new production possibility curve 2. Now, that could be maybe the economy got a new technology that automated the process of making tacos and burgers, and so they were able to make more of them at a time. Maybe people got better at making tacos and burgers. We don't know exactly, but that's how we would illustrate economic growth there. All right. So if you have any questions, write them down in your notebook and bring them to class or post it in Google Classroom. Thank you very much.